Dear Amazon Game Studio, let's be honest, you created an amazing world, you hired an extremely competent team making your game an absolute beast from a graphical and mechanical standpoint. But this game was clearly rushed and was not fit to be released. The game was hyped up like crazy through very targeted and precise marketing meant to feed on all the desperate MMORPG fans, adapting and changing the game drastically in the middle of its development cycle to attract a vaster array of consumers, turning the game from a hardcore full loot PvP MMORPG into a more casual, non-punishing game where nothing has consequences, forcing the devs into making compromises like copy-pasting entire area and mobs and putting less focus on the game mechanics like fucking swimming to keep up with the insane schedule and last-minute changes, and then finally releasing a game with missing core features like gear set organizers and a looting system that also scales depending on the amount healed or tanked. Your amazing and immersive world feels soulless, your combat being fast-paced and reactive, but also completely wasted in one of your biggest features being war and outpost rush, all this due to badly designed skills. Your story being so underwhelming that it's completely ignored to the point where 90% of your players don't even know or understand the story of the world they are playing in. And your progression going from feeling extremely satisfying to overwhelmingly grindy. There is no build up, the grind feels like it popped out of nowhere, and that leaves such a bitter aftertaste. Everything felt like a satisfying progression, and then you just get slapped with an immense difficulty. This is a principle that is found throughout the whole game. The game gives you a cookie, and after you ate half of the cookie, it punches you in the face. And this is clearly reflected in the player base too. Most people give up after level 30 and leave the game to never come back. Most players give up leveling their professions once they reach a level in between 100 and 150. The difficulty should be linear and progressive, and if you ask me, this is a sad attempt to stretch the game so that people don't notice the lack of content. Another cheap illusion that sadly isn't fooling most. And all this because you decided to prioritize your money and time on marketing instead of the arts and crafts of a video game. In all honesty, I like the more unique approach you took to marketing the game. But if I had to choose, I would have preferred skipping out on your plastic tree in Berlin museum and could have waited another year if it meant that the game would have been more polished and more thought through. New World is a game that is at best in a beta state, and even with its amazing dev team, has a long way to go before it feels like a complete game. This does not mean that it's a bad game. New World is a great game, and you are still most definitely are getting your money worth. The latest and upcoming updates look very promising. I have high hopes for the future of New World, but New World isn't as great as it could have been due to its rocky start, and I doubt it will ever reach the potential it once had. It's not the end, but the damage is done. And on that note, wherever you are, I wish you all an amazing day, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Now, before you leave, can I somehow interest you in some more of my crispy content?